Hi, family. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new, which most of you probably are new to this channel, my name is Vanessa. This is Necessary Vibes, where we talk about vibes that are necessary. I am a podcast co host of the Hip Hop Rewind. I am a chef, I am a writer, a publicist, a auntie, a sister, a great daughter, cousin, and friends. And I'm also going through treatment for stage 1C ovarian cancer. And this is the purpose of today's video. Unfiltered, no makeup. I'm feeling very subconscious right now, if I could be completely honest, because I don't feel my skinniest. I have gained so much weight because of this disease. You would think when people get cancer that, the typical thing is people think, because they watch movies and other people's experiences, that they would lose weight. I thought that was going to be me too. Not with my treatment. If anything, I've gained more weight because of my immobility, but I've actually lost some weight recently because I've been feeling a little bit better and was working out. But then as I was working out, I got sick in from another illness because other illnesses and like colds and flus and allergy issues, those don't stop when you have cancer. That's what they don't tell you. It's not like cancer puts a pause and then you deal with that. No, you're dealing with everything all at the same time. So I'm feeling very vulnerable. I was gonna put makeup on in the whole nine, and I was tired because I was tired for a lot of reasons. Because I've been procrastinating doing this video for such a long time because of imposter syndrome. I'll just be completely honest. I thought I wasn't qualified. I thought I didn't have, I don't know, the look, this. Even tried to do my makeup one time and do it, and it was cute. And I was just like, it's not good enough. But enough of that. And I realized I'm not helping anybody nor myself by giving in to imposter syndrome. So that's not what we're going to do. What we're going to do today is we're going to do this video because at the end of the day, it's about informing people and saving lives and bringing awareness to a disease that is ugly, that is nasty, and it's quite frankly making me mad how many people are getting this. And there needs to be more research on it. There needs to be a lot more stuff on it. And that's with ovarian cancer because September, we are on, today is September 8th. I had to remember for a second, but it's September 8th. And September, let me move this over just a little bit. September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, if you didn't know. It's also Suicide Prevention Month as well. And it's very interesting how those two things actually can go hand in hand because cancer can be very demoralizing, depressing, and make you not want to be here anymore. In fact, I was watching YouTube last week, and for some reason, probably the algorithm, a lady's video came up where she was having a different form of cancer, but it was stage 4, highly aggressive and spread. And she literally did a YouTube video saying, "This is going to be my last day. This is my last video. I'm dying. You won't see me tomorrow. I'm taking this cocktail." And she was going detailing why. Now, I'm not condemning anybody. Your journey is your journey. But it was very depressing. And I'm like, why did this show up on my page? Why did I, yeah. And yeah, you have to really mind your triggers and traumas, okay? And it can lead you down a rabbit hole of feelings and emotions you never thought you were going to go, and you feel like you can't see your way out and you just want to stop hurting and you just want to stop the pain. So that's very important. But we're not going to talk about that today, as it's important that is. I just want to give you guys a little bit of information so you can get a little bit more familiar with ovarian cancer, this disease that I'm fighting. I have stage 1C, or I was diagnosed with stage 1C ovarian cancer about 3 years ago. And now you might be thinking, 3 years? Shouldn't you be done with treatment and everything? It depends on your treatment and it depends on your cancer. So, and if you see me kind of laughing, I'm just trying to get through it. But I try to find joy and hope in a lot of things. But this is the reality is there's a lot of stigmas and stereotypes people have with when it comes to cancer that Hollywood has manufactured for us. And I know that's most of people's point of reference. I'm just trying to give you another perspective and so you can make you aware. Everybody's diagnosis is treatment, and treatment is different because everybody's body is different. What's going to work for you isn't going to work for someone else. And I know you have a lot of people in the vegan and plant-based community are like, well, had you stuck to a vegan diet, you wouldn't have gotten this. The funny thing is I was on a primarily plant-based diet when I was diagnosed. So so sometimes things happen, and no, there was not a history of like cancers in my family on either side. Well, scratch that. Okay. So I did have two grandparents on my dad's side pass away from cancer, but that was cancers induced by smoking. And they smoked those old school cigarettes that had like no filters, and they started extremely young. So that was more like self-inflicted stuff. But as far as like, do we have the BRCA gene? My geneticist, when I went to City of Hope, which was formerly, they merged with Cancer Center Treatment of America. I was there when it was Cancer Center Treatment. Then they merged with City of Hope. I loved them. But when they were intaking me, when I was changing oncologists, and I will tell you guys that whole story another time because it's just far too long. But when I changed oncologists and went to them, the geneticist, I think that's what it's called. Geneticists looked at my background. They did all the tests and stuff, and they could not find the BRCA1 or 2 gene. Couldn't find any family history of that. My family was searching and we're calling each other's histories. Couldn't find nothing. Although I did have a cousin the next month, a month after I was diagnosed, who was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And we're just like, what's happening here? Our parents, my mom, her dad are brother and sister on my grandmother's side. And we just couldn't figure it out why this was happening. But she's doing fantastic. And she's doing well. But, she's in the aftercare portion of, she's made it through chemo and radiation. And I don't want to tell her story. We did try to do a cousin's YouTube, which if I find that, I will post it here. And we may do some more in the future because I think it's important, especially for young women of color or people of color, or just people in general, just to know what's going on. And the fact is, being an older millennial, more of us are getting diagnosed at higher rates of different types of cancer. It's not just ovarian, it's prostate, colon, breast, and other cancers. And we're just like, what's happening? What's going on? I just want someone to be informed. I don't want anybody to be scared, but I do want you to be aware of what is happening. So, just to give you a couple little stats, I just wanted to make sure I had all my numbers together. See, got my little Tabitha Brown. Stay focused. Stay focused, okay? Yeah, stay focused. So according to, I love this website too, Orca Hope, I call it Orca, it's OCRA hope.org, which stands for the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. They said this. They said, did you know on average about 20,000 women in the United States alone are going to be diagnosed with ovarian cancer? That's a lot. Did you know about 13,000 women on average per year pass away due to ovarian cancer? Ovarian cancer is more recurrent and typically found in older women. So women like in like late 60s, early 70s and on. But now women as young as 35 even are getting ovarian cancer. Some things they say that might help to deter it is childbirth, which I've unfortunately at this moment in time, I've never experienced having a baby. That is a goal. I would love to have at least one kid. Sorry if you hear the airplane. I'm in a flight path, but here we are. But I don't know if there's a lot of science to that. I asked my oncologist, my gynecological oncologist, who's one of the best in the state. I love him. Shouts out to you, Dr. Foley. You're saving my life. I asked him about that. He said there's just not a lot of research enough to support it that that's really like a preventative tool. It could probably help, but again, everybody's body is different. So he said, because there's women who've had children, plenty of women who've had children who still end up getting ovarian cancer. So it's like, the hell if I know, is what he said. And I believe him. It's like, yeah, the hell if anybody knows what really is the cause and the reason. And you know what? I know a lot of times we try to look for the cause and the effect of things because we want to be preventative, and people sometimes operate out of fear for that. The thing is, sometimes in life, things just happen. But what I really want people to realize is to be aware of your body, because your body will give you signals as to what's going on. And I don't want you to ignore those signals, because that is literally what saved my life. Some of the symptoms or some of the signs that could be associated to ovarian cancer. And again, we don't want you to fear, we just want you to be aware. And I will tell you a little bit of my story after I share these symptoms are bloating, weight gain, irritable cramping during your period. And yes, I said period because we're all adults here, and it's a natural occurring thing that happens every 1 month in menstruating people. So get over it. Period, 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 and on period. Okay, that's what it is. So this is bloating, cramping, pain during menstruation, more unusual menstrual cycles. They're not in sync. Also constipation, and there are some other ones. Why I'm focusing on those is because I experienced a lot of those. A lot of mostly bloating and constipation. Now, I'm not trying to be TMI, but this is literally what happened. um Having constipation saved my life. I'm just telling you, this is what happened. I would say a couple of days before Valentine's Day in 2021, I woke up with some really severe pains that I hadn't had anymore in like the gastrointestinal area. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? And as I mentioned before, I have been primarily plant based. So I wasn't doing like a lot of dairy or meats or anything like that. So I'm just like, I don't know what is going on. And I'm just doing everything very, very fresh. Well, turns out I was constipated. Okay, I know we don't like to talk about it, but I was constipated. Really, really bad. I took a warm bath to try to soothe my stomach to help. Um, I got an enema thanks to my sister, who's also like a nurse, who is a nurse. She went to nursing school. She works in cancer research. Shouts out to you. She helped me with that. That is sisterly love, because my mom was helping my grandma in California, who my mom also worked in the nursing profession. So medical professionals know what they're doing. I felt like it was good. Gave me the enema. Everything was fleshed out. And that's what we'll leave it right there for, TMI purposes. Everything was fleshed out and I felt great. The weekend comes. Me and my sister go do sisterly lady things. Like, she was getting ready for her friend's wedding brunch, bridal shower brunch. We went shopping for an outfit and heels, shoes, all the whole nine. We went to lunch. We were living that life like young women do. Super Bowl was that weekend, and we made it a point to, have a couple little things for Super Bowl. It was just me and her. Nothing too crazy. Didn't eat wild. We had some nachos that we shared, but not even crazy. And that was it. We don't like to overengorge on food anyway. So it wasn't like a whole bunch, not a bunch of crazy stuff. And we were fine. Everything was cool. I was actually working a part-time job at an Amazon warehouse, to be honest with you. Just processing one of the simplest jobs ever, processing returns, like clothing returns. It was so dumb easy to do. Easy money, to make per week. Not a problem. And I was also at that time, because I like to, I believe in multiple streams of income, which my multiple streams of income has been reduced to one, which we'll talk about that at another time. But I was still doing publicist work. In fact, I just got back from Atlanta about a month prior from our team's Flowers Award, which was beautiful, and doing a lot of things. I was in Atlanta and LA so much, people thought I had moved there, and I wasn't. I'm still here in Arizona, and I was in Arizona. But anyway, I was moving and grooving. I was working as a chef. One time I was doing I had like 6 things I was doing to make the money, because multiple streams of income. But anyway, I preface that all to say I was getting ready. I was literally driving to my job where I just all of a sudden felt really bad in my stomach again. I was like, what's going on? So I pulled to this gas station, Circle K, and I was like, gonna get like a thirst buster or something with ginger ale. And because, ginger ale is a cure all for everything. If you know, you know. And I called my mom. I said, Mom, I'm not feeling good again. And what's happening? And she's like, drink the ginger ale and blah, blah, stay on the phone with me while you're driving. So got on the freeway, was getting ready to go, and I was like, a really hard pain. That's the hit bad. She's like, don't go into work tonight. Don't go into work. Call your job, get some rest. Maybe wait for your sister to get off of work because we all lived in community together, still do. And have her take you to like the ER or like a mini clinic or something. I'm like, okay. So my sister had to work later. That was fine. She was working outside, not from home. She gets home. I tell her, you need to take me to the ER. She takes me to the ER because it's just like really painful. She calls my mom. The ER is full at this one hospital that we were at. I won't name the hospital, but the ER was full. And my sister called my mom, and she told her which ER we were at. My mom was like, my spirit ain't feeling that. It is not feel. My mom is a wonderful, godly woman, a godly force in our lives, and I love her. But she keeps things very practical and real. And when Mama says no, it means no. She's like, get her up, walk her around. She's like, yeah, try to take her to CVS, see if y'all can get another enema and get her into the minute clinic, but don't go to that place. And we're like, okay. So we went and told the ER people we're leaving. They're like, okay. They didn't even think anything of it. They're like, okay, peace, bye. See you later. Check the deuces. You're good. And we left. We went to CVS. Of course, the minute clinic was closed, but they allowed us to set an appointment. And the only appointment time they had available was the next day at 7 p.m. When you go through life issues, you tend to remember specific dates and times. I'm just saying, I will never forget that 7 p.m. So, also at this time, I was working as a corporate recruiter for my everyday job, and that was the job that held my life insurance policy, yes, but health insurance, most importantly. They held my health insurance. So that's important to note for future videos when we talk about employment and the effects of this and the disease. Anyway, I was working that job. I was feeling really horrible. So I was in the living room. We had the chaise lounge situation on the couch. And my sister's dog, who was 14 at the time, who never got on the couch anymore because of his joints and limbs because he was 14. Sammy, shouts out to you, Sammy. He looked at me and he jumped up on the couch and he put his paw on this arm, or it was really this arm, and he stayed there the whole freaking day. First of all, when he jumped up on the couch, I was like, crap. Something is wrong, because Sammy has a good sense of everything. He knows when I'm sick, and all of a sudden, my dog Freddie, he's looking at like, what is happening? And Sammy was just looking right at me with his beady eyes, like, I ain't leaving your side. Something wrong with you. And man, was the dog right. Fast forward to my sister gets off work and takes me to the CVS Minute Clinic. Shouts out to the CVS Minute Clinic. Shouts out to a lot of people because it literally was a team effort. They take me to the CVS. She takes me to the CVS Minute Clinic. I wasn't even in my appointment for 15 minutes when the nurse practitioner was feeling on my stomach and everything. And she was like, something is wrong. I don't have the tools to help you. You need to get to the ER now. These are the hospitals I would recommend you going to. One is the Mayo Clinic. The other one was formerly known as Johnson Lincoln. I forgot the name right now. It escapes me. But she's like, go to that one because it's closer. I told her about the other hospital that we went through for the ER the night before. She said, thank God you left because you might have been dead. I'm like, Mama was right. She listened to the Lord and we listened to Mom. So thank you, Mom. And yeah, thank you, Jesus. Like, for real. And it's a Sunday we're doing this. Okay. Anyway, I was like, okay. So my sister speeds me to the hospital, which was formerly Johnson Lincoln and was only maybe 10 to 12 minutes away. We get there in the ER. They intake me very quickly into ER, my ad. I don't even think I was waiting there like 10 minutes. They get in there, they take all my vitals and all the stuff they do for the ER, get checked up with the IV, blah, 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 all that stuff. And they get me to the ultrasound. Yeah, I'm supposed to go do an ultrasound. They try to lay me down to do an ultrasound, which I've had those done before, not because I've had a baby, but for other reasons. We'll talk about that in another video. They get me to do an ultrasound, lay me down, and I feel something happening with my chest, and I thought it was a heart attack, and I start freaking out because my dad passed away from a widowmaker heart attack. Okay, walking into work, and the fear came over me like big time. I told them, they're like, "Oh no, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Get her. We gotta get going. They moved me to have another scope done or whatever. Where they put you in the tube. I can't think of it all right now. They put you in the tube. You feel like you're peeing on yourself, but you're not. You know what it is. If you know, you know. I'll get the names right another day. I go from that. They're like, have me back into the little waiting room area that they have me at. Not even 10 minutes later after that, they're like, hey, you're getting admitted tonight and you're having emergency surgery. 9:30 p.m. I was told that. And it goes on and on and on. The moral of the story, and we'll get into it deeper later on. And so I end up having emergency surgery. I lost an ovary. They said they found a tumor present outside of my left ovary, but near it, and it had exploded and it was causing internal bleeding. And that's why I was feeling constipated. That is why. At that time, they couldn't diagnose cancer, but they sent things off for pathology, which, of course, let's spoiler alert, pathology told me 2 days later, you have cancer. And that's a whole nother story in itself. But the point is, going back to listening to your body, if I would ignore the signs of bloating and constipation and just thinking, oh, I'm just having a stomach virus, and not really pursue going to like the CVS mini clinic, even to the ER of craziness at the other hospital, I could have died. And I could have died not knowing that, my family not knowing that I had ovarian cancer. So sometimes, even though it's not fun, sexy, or cute, we got to do the things that are necessary for our bodies. Your body is always trying to tell you something. Listen to it. That's like your best predictor. There we go. Tiny Mike is back in action. I was diagnosed with stage 1C ovarian cancer. So I'm very grateful, very, very grateful that it's on the lower end, but it's still a serious and severe cancer. Just because you have a lower stage doesn't mean the severity is not there. That just means your spread hasn't happened or isn't high. And I thank God for that every single day. But body awareness is very important. Your body's always talking to you, like I said. Your body's always telling you, hey, something's up. This is what it needs. Listen to your body and give it what it needs. At that time, my body's like, hey, we're dying over here. We need help. We don't want to die. That's basically what it was saying. That's what I think. And I listened and I responded. And you know what? My sister advocated for me, and so did my mom. And advocation and having advocates is a whole nother story that we'll talk about. But today, I just wanted to let you guys know, at the start, we're in the 8th day of Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. One big tip I can give to people is stay aware of your body. Your body's always talking to you. And in some cases, like mine, it can save your life. Because had I not listened to my body, I'm like, I'm just going to take some Pepto-Bismol and some ginger ale and some saltine crackers and lay here, I probably would have laid there and died because I was internally bleeding. And the doctors told me, had I not come in, about 6 to 8 hours later, I could have died from internal bleeding because a cancerous tumor had exploded in my body. Something to think about. Again, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to inspire you and share with you. Just because you're constipated or you have bloating or regular periods doesn't mean you got cancer, but it does mean you need to get that checked out and take a look at. If it's still persisting and it's going on and it's constant, please get it checked out. If you don't want to go to your doctor, or if you don't have one, go to urgent care or go to a CVS minute clinic like I did, because they ended up saving my life. Now, this post is no way sponsored by CVS or the CVS minute clinic, but I'm just letting you know there's so many different options now. There's telehealth appointments that are around. But I think in some cases it's better to go in person. And of course, I know there's a lot of things surrounding things like cultural reasons, medical racism. There's a lot of reasons why people don't want to go, but I'm urging you today and I don't care anymore how I look, because you can tell how the urgency is. Like, look, girl ain't got no filter or no makeup on. I'm just letting you know, do this for me. Take your health seriously, listen to your body. And this is for the men too. Even though y'all can't get ovarian cancer, y'all can get prostate and other stuff. And you guys might have other issues, and maybe it's not cancer. Maybe you could be preventing a heart attack. Maybe it could be preventing hypertension. I don't know. The bottom line is, do a favor for me and for all the other thrivers, not just survivors, but thrivers and people who are fighting for ovarian cancer awareness month. Listen to your body. If something's going wrong and it's tick 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 letting you know, hey, something's not happening, please get it checked out. Do it for me. As a personal favor, do it for me. Okay? I appreciate that. And also, if you want more information and facts on ovarian cancer and ovarian cancer research, there's a lot of great resources. But like I said, I personally like orcahope.org. That's OCRA hope.org. And I'll be sharing more videos as we go on. I want to thank you guys so much for allowing me to share my story, a little bit of my story. There's a lot more to it, and we'll have other videos on that. This is truly unedited and unfiltered, and I didn't want to make this too long, but I just honor you. Thank you for stopping by my YouTube page, and please spread the word. Please like, share, subscribe if you want to stay for more stories. We're going to have some fun. Like I said, I'm a chef too. We have a lot more adventures to go on, but for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, I really want to get this word out. I want to get this started. And you'll probably have more videos from me from Ovarian Cancer Awareness. And I'll share a little bit more of my story, and we'll share some other fun stuff too. Like today, I'm making homemade Cheez-Its. I'm getting on my Nara Smith for that. I don't have any toddlers, but I wanted Cheez-Its, and I'm trying to do a lot of non-processed foods. So there you go. Make it yourself. Well, that's a whole nother story. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. This has been an installment with necessary vibes, because the vibe was necessary. Today's vibe is talking about prevention and listening to your body. Listening to your body is today's vibe for, that's what we're going to do. So I appreciate you. And like I always say on my Instagram, which you can follow me at necessary_vibes, and on my TikTok, let's keep our prayers up and our hopes high. And I will talk to you guys another time. Bye. Thank you for joining my video. Bye.